Hey folks, Lindsey Huddleston with SPS for the SPS Game of the Week. We're finally here in the Dragon Den with the Summit Academy Dragons going against the Mount Clemens Bathers. But one person who's very unique to making all this happen is the great athletic director, Mr. William McKoy. How you doing, man?
Good to see you.
Great, good to see you too. Glad we got you out here. So talk about what it's like being an athletic director at Summit Academy.
Man, it's interesting. Great environment, great school. Traditionally, the athletic program here at Summit hadn't been the best. So since I've been here, just trying to legitimize the program, bring in great coaches that'll push the kids, and then also bring in the type of coaches that will attract kids to the school. The school has a great academic record. The culture of the school, the atmosphere of the school is great. But the one thing I think that was lacking was the athletic program. So the administration here at the school, the principals, assistant principals, central office staff have allocated the resources, supported me, and almost whatever, within reason, whatever we need to be successful. And it's all about the kids. Ultimately, if I can prove to them, hey, this is going to benefit kids, then they're all in.
Oh, that's great.
So for me, being here at Summit has been awesome because it gives me an opportunity to grow as an athletic director. They support me. They support the kids, they support the coaches, and again, being in an environment where the kids are respectful, parents want what's best for their kids, the academic standards are pretty high, the behavioral standards are high, and now we're just trying to, again, have the athletic standards meet the school standards. It's been a challenge, but I think it's been rewarding as well.
No, I see. You said a number of great things, especially when you talked about having a staff, superintendent, a principal that supports you, which is a great win. But even with having that support, are there still other challenges that go in making a great program, even when you're fortunate to have the support on board?
Absolutely. I mean, I think there's several things that I can point to, but one is the stigma of the school, first of all.
Yes, talk about that.
So we've traditionally not been that great. So originally when I would have an opening for a coach position, I would just post a position and then see who applied, then raffle through the resumes, and then hope I would get a good coach. But what I realized is for some positions, you have to go seek who you want.
Yeah, sure.
So as positions come available in certain jobs, particularly the high-profile jobs, sometimes I have to go out and try to recruit the coaches. Hey, this is why you should want to come to Summit. This is what we have to offer. And sometimes it's hard to get them to even want to interview because some people still hadn't even heard of the school.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
I mean, some high-profile assistant coaches at some high-profile programs in the area. And then, but once I get them here, and once I get them to show them the facilities,
come on over,
walk through the school, try to get them here during the school day when they can see the kids in the hallway, they can see the environment, and once I can get them here, then I can pique their interest. And then after that, then it just goes to logistics and salary and job fit and all this kind of stuff. So for me, that's one of the paramount challenges. And then on top of, aside from the coaches, getting the coaches to overcome the stigma with the coaches, is also overcoming the stigma with the kids and the parents. So if you have a pretty good athlete in this area, traditionally you go to Belleville, you go to Romulus, you go to Woodhaven. And we're the only charter school in this area amongst a lot of big public schools. So for us, getting kids to want to come here and think, because when you go to Summit, you get a good education, but you're not gonna get a scholarship. So those two, I think, overcoming the stigma of that has been a challenge. And then, the funding of charter schools versus public schools is an issue. We do a great job here, but there are some challenges some obstacles that are put in our place by the state and the laws and the procedures that try to limit, I think, the success of charter schools. I think it's purposeful, but I think we do a great job here of overcoming those obstacles and providing a great program for our kids.
Well, I'll tell anyone who comes into this gymnasium, whatever you having to overcome, you did it. You overcame it because it is just a very well-kept, I don't know how to describe, just a great space, that's spacious, and, even the corners are clean, and, it's just like, it seems like a lot of attention is put into that.
We try, it's a work of labor, but it's definitely attention to detail, and it's pride. I think
that's what
you can say is, people take pride in it. The custodial staff here, they live it just like we do. They're here every game, and we try to present to the outside. I mean, our parents know, our kids know what we have to offer, but every time we open the doors and we have guests come here, we want them to walk in and say, wow.
Well, I did that, and I think I did it again. I was excited to get back down here. Sitting here with William McKoy, the athletic director for Summit Academy, in your eighth year.
Eighth year.
And just last year, there was a lot of pub on social media with you. You got a great recognition. You want to talk a little bit more about that?
Well, I was recognized as Regional Athletic Director of the Year for, I think it's Region 12, which constitutes the western suburbs, all of Detroit, and the downriver suburbs.
Wow.
So, it was a pretty big, it was a surprise,
You probably had people upset about that.
No, I couldn't sense it, but, it's interesting because most people, particularly myself, you put your head down and you go to work.
Right.
And then when somebody recognizes you for it and you're not even expecting it, that's the part that, is surprising to me. Not that I don't view myself as some great athletic director. I view myself as someone who's just like all the other athletic directors. I try very hard. I try to pay attention to detail. I work as hard as I can for the kids. And my philosophy has always been two things here at Summit is eliminate excuses and then give the kids the athletic program I wanted when I was a kid. They can't say they didn't have. Right? I would have been successful if I only had.
Sure.
We eliminate that excuse. Sure. So we provide you with great coaches, great facilities, academic support, equipment, uniforms. So no one that comes through the athletic program at Summit can say, well, I didn't have. Right. And then the other thing is, and eliminating all the excuses, we try to make sure that they have a good experience. We want them to have the best, because when I pick out uniforms, or if I order the scorer's table or chairs or whatever it is, I try to give them the very best that we can afford here at Summit, so that they can.
The scorer's table. Hold on. They got a digital scorer's table with like a jumbotron type piece on the score. I've never seen that. Period. Let alone, I think Michigan State may have something like that.
Most of the colleges have it. I think
you got it right here, man.
We do.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just had to bring that up.
But people don't realize is, it's really about the kids. So the things that we can do to highlight kids and support kids and lift them up, that's what it's about. So when they see themselves, they see a picture of themselves on the scorer's table as we're announcing, or if we cut the lights off and use the spotlight why not do it? Yeah. Just because we're at Summit doesn't mean, I would do it the same if I was at a Clarkston or Orchard Lake St. Mary's or, any other school. Just because we're a smaller charter school doesn't mean I'm not going to give the kids everything that we can afford to give them the best experience possible.
Right. I want to go back to something else you said before we wrapped up. You talked about when you got that recognition, you were surprised by it. You said something people don't say a lot. You said you just put your head down and do the work. Yep. Talk about that a little bit.
So for me, I'm a somebody who's in the military 5.5 years. So for me, you know, it's all about the work. You know, you do it. Nobody's looking for me to be recognized for it, and it's necessary. So when you do it, you know, it's not anything extraordinary because it's what you should be doing.
Sure.
Right? So if you're doing what you should be doing, you're not looking for any sort of recognition. You know, we all tell our kids, or some of us tell our kids, you know, it's almost like getting an allowance for washing dishes and cleaning your room.
What well, you're supposed to do anyway.
Why am I going to pay you to do something you're supposed to be doing? So for me to get an award for stuff that I feel like I should be doing anyway, that was the surprising part for me.
The only reason I went back to that because from a professional development standpoint, I think so many people, whether it's coaches who are aspiring to move on, athletic directors or whatnot, they spend so much time with their head poked over the fence and not focus on what they need to be doing as opposed to just do the work.
Yeah. What I've learned and what I'm starting to experience is the work will speak for you. You don't have to speak for yourself. You don't have to look around. The work will speak for you. And then you'll start getting opportunities that you had no clue were available to you. So an example of that is I'm also a Division I college football official. So I work Division I college
football. I can see you in some stripes, man.
I'm a Division I college football official. But what came with that was, you know, I got a call out of the blue, and it was a call from the National Football League to work as a National Football League employee with the Detroit Lions. So I worked in the replay booth for a little bit of time. I said all that to say I had no clue where that opportunity came from. I didn't go looking for it. To this day, I still have no clue how they got my name, how they knew who I was. But it came back to I'm certain someone put my name there and said, hey, you probably should look at this guy. But it wasn't anything I was looking for, and I think it came back to them seeing how I took care of what I do here at Summit, what I do on the college football field as an official, you know, attention to detail, hard work, all this kind of stuff. And that's how I got that opportunity.
An amazing opportunity at that. Sitting here with William McKoy, the great athletic director at Summit Academy. Is there anything you want to share with the Panther family, those who might be watching this video before we wrap up and get ready for the game of the week?
Nope. I just want to say to you, thank you for coming, man. I appreciate you taking the time to come to our small school here. Again, we take pride in it, and we don't take it lightly that, you know, you took your time out to come here and be with us. So I really appreciate you.
I'm happy to be here.
Hopefully we take care of you while you're here.
Yeah, I feel I'll be all right. I'll be around, but this is good. So we're going to keep watching and see what happens next. We're going to keep an eye on you guys and some great things will happen. Congratulations to you, all the good work you've done.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we'll see you guys next time. Thank you.